What up, everybody? We are here for another Not Right Live, and as you can see behind me right there, that's a map of the old United States of America.
Look at all those pins on there.
And this map right here is not blue and red. This map right here has got little pins in it that you can barely see from back there, but I'll kind of pick the camera up and show you. There's all kind of little dots poking out. That is for our Kayak Bass Fishing Trail for 2017 and the events that we're pulling together. So got a couple of announcements that we're going to make later in the video, and I got this pretty lady right here beside me keeping track of the comments, asking questions that you guys might have. And so today we started dropping the 2017 trail events. Those are both events that Kayak Bass Fishing is running as a standalone enterprise, and events that partner organizations across the country are helping us expanding pretty substantially. We have been commissioned to run a world championship. More details will come out on that later, but that is still definitely in the works. The Angler of the Year race is still not completely over. We've got some folks that are bringing in their results, events and club events and things like that. So there's still some room to move around to get in the 10 as we speak. Right now, the 10 is a winner-take-all $10,000 first place payout event hosted on Bville Plantation, trophy bass fishery in White Springs, Florida. Unbelievable fishing, great accommodations, ridiculously good food. There's a open bar caveat as part of the whole deal, and we are starting to put together a pretty serious event there. One of the things that we've done is we put the $10,000 up to guarantee the first place prize, but we're also working on sponsors that will help us flesh that out so that we've got 2nd through 10th place. Everybody walks away with something. Ideally, in a perfect world, if we can finance this thing properly and we get the right amount of sponsorship support, we're going to have everybody in that event walking away with the guaranteed payout based on where you place, even at 10th place. So it's a lot like some of the bigger events. When you make it into the 10, you know when you show up, you're leaving there with something, just not how much you're leaving there with. We're definitely going to have some sponsored gear and things like that. I'm leaving tomorrow to head down to Adel, Georgia, Live Oak Plantation, hooking up with the Fluke Master, Mr. Gene Jensen.
Fluke's on here, by the way.
Oh, sweet. That's good.
Hey,
Fluke, what's up? So we're hooking up with Gene. We're hooking up with Shane and Everett from the Addicts. A couple of gentlemen that won their a trip at the national championship last year to come fish with the Yak Addicts, fish with myself, and fish with Gene for the Big Bass Getaway Plantation. It's going to be 2 days of fishing, hanging out in the evenings, whatever may come of that, and bringing some cameras, bringing some toys, bringing some lures, and we plan on hooking some big bass in the face, having a good time, and sharing a lot of camaraderie. Hi, Casey. My daughter's sitting right over there saying hi. So really excited about that. Like I said, I'm getting on the road at some point tomorrow. My good buddy Terry Russell's going to go down there with me to help me with the filming duties. We're going to make a cool video out of this so we can show that at the national championship, so that we can duplicate this giveaway and do it again with the Yak Addicts for the 2018 Kayak Bass Fishing National Championship. Right now we're looking at close to 400 anglers that are already committed, expecting this thing to grow a little bigger. We've got the Young Guns, which is the Kayak Bass Fishing Youth tournament that's going to run in conjunction with the National Championship, March through April 1st on Kentucky Lake. We've also put together an event called the Rendezvous. The Rendezvous is going to be basically kayak anglers, fishermen from all over the country, converging on Paris, Tennessee. We've worked out a deal with the city of Paris Quality Inn to where we're going to have the Paris Convention Center, and we're going to have the fairgrounds. So we're going to have the tournament festivities and all that stuff over at the fairgrounds. This pretty lady right here has agreed to and committed to feeding y'all. So this year at the national championship, there's going to be food. We're going to forego the band this year. We're going to focus on the food, the fellowship, and some events and seminars and things like that. We're going to have vendors on site. We're going to have a demo down at Paris Landing State Park. We're going to have some deals. Hook One's going to be on site selling products at a discount. All of the vendors are going to be there. Local area folks are welcome to show up. But there's going to be some good stuff. We're going to do some gear swaps. We're going to allow you to bring your old gear, upgrade to new gear, sell your stuff. Again, there's going to be paddling clinics. There's going to be fishing clinics. There's going to be – actually, this lady right here is going to do some cooking and couponing and how to save money and some of that stuff for the ladies.
And rebating
solo
and
dudes
storage
and
for fishing stuff.
Rebates. It's a technique that I use to redo lures so that you get more mileage out of them, so you save more money. Christy's like a guru on the whole couponing and saving money and all that good stuff, so she's going to be helping out with that. In other words, there's going to be a little bit of something for everybody. We're super excited about the event, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is what I'm really excited about. This right here is what's coming together for 2017. I'm going to actually hop up, kind of walk you through this. This is events in Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia. We don't have the dots in Maryland yet. Long Island, New York, Massachusetts, a couple of events in West Virginia. The dots aren't here yet, but we got something going on in Kentucky. Indiana's got a couple of events, a minimum of 2 in Michigan, 2 in Wisconsin, 1 way over there in Oregon, at least 1 down in California, hopefully more than 1 in California. Got something going on in Mississippi here, Northern Alabama, Northeast Alabama, Central Alabama. We got something else that we're working on down here. We've got obviously the big event, the End on the Bend, on Toledo Bend, Louisiana-Texas border, and then we're working on something in this really, small state over here known as Texas. So we got some stuff going down there. So the trail is really coming together strong. Right now we've got a little over 30 events. Here's the deal. With 30 events, the national championship, the minimum payouts at every event, and the 2 opens, the open on Kentucky Lake and the open on Toledo Bend in the end, we're looking at a $250,000 trail right now. This thing could get bigger. It could get crazy. But right now, we're looking at a $250,000 in payouts. A $250,000, not in prizes and payouts. I'm talking cold hard cash. If these events hit what we're expecting them to, that number could be even bigger. This thing is getting real. The opportunity for some kayak anglers who are looking to, either supplement their income or potentially replace their income and potentially even do this full time. If you watch guys that make a living on the FLW, if you look at guys that make a living on Bassmaster, if you look at guys that make a living, Major League Fishing, some of these other things, we're knocking on the door of folks being able to, to make a decent living doing this, and definitely be able, cover to, take home some extra cash to upgrade their gear, and fish some of the top fisheries in the country against some of the best anglers in the country. And then special events like the 10, special events like a special challenge series that we're putting together for Bville Plantation, the online challenges, the state challenge series, different ways to qualify for the national championship, win money, the bonus bucks program. I'm going to put links in the description box below for a lot of you guys that watch my channel that are watching it for tips, tactics, technique, videos. I'm going to put you some links in the description box below after the video is no longer live and we move it over to, a video that's on my channel. I'll link a lot of that up in the description box. Got some unbelievable sponsorship support this year. We still have sponsorship that's coming to the table. We still have an unbelievable amount of response from trails. I have gotten so overwhelmed with my travel schedule and the to me that I've turned a lot of the responsibility over to, again, that pretty lady right there, to help me out with coordinating the trail events, to help me out with coordinating, at least getting the dialogue from point A to point B to where we can solidify the events. I got a lot of the events out today. I'm going to keep putting some more events out later tonight. Going to keep populating the calendar. Go to Facebook and like the Kayak Bass Fishing Trail page. It's right out Kayak Bass Fishing and then the word trail. You'll click on that and then turn on your notifications so you can follow it, and look on the top and you'll see the events tab and all of the events. You can go to the Kayak Bass Fishing group. It's a public group, a little over 10,000 members of that group. Join that group community. The exciting announcements that we've got to come, some cool giveaways that we've got coming down the pipe, and just stay up on new video releases. I'm going to start late summer all the way up till now that I've got to sit down and start cranking out. I've got videos from Toledo Bend. I've got the Tennessee State Championship down on Pickwick that I still have to throw together. That was a great video. I've got a couple trips to Alabama. I've got another trip to Georgia, a recent trip to Bville Plantation that I've got to, rack and stack and edit. And basically when I get back from Live Oak Plantation this weekend, having some fun, I'm going to have to buckle down and start cranking some of that stuff out. I'm really excited about the seminar with Gene Jensen on Bville Plantation. I'm going to be uploading the schedule of events. I'm going to be uploading the topics, and Gene and I are going to put on a pretty awesome seminar series. Actually, let me do this. Let me read through the topics for you guys right here on the air while we're doing this to let you know what we're doing on Bville Plantation. I got to move the screen around a little bit. Give me a second. But that is going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of information put out, and I'm just going to run through it real fast. Again, this is the Bville seminar schedule. On day one, I'm going to talk about SWAT. SWAT is my, foundation of my seminar series that I do. That is the tactical approach to fishing. SWAT stands for seasonal progression, weather, astrological data, which is basically the overarching concept of solunar tables. I'm going to get really in depth on that. And then the T is temperature. And then basically I do SWAT with 2 T's, and the last T stands for a trend, but that trend applies to all of those things. And trending, the weather trending, the astrological data trending, and the temperature trending, and how you use those things to better predict going to be parts of the lake that you need to focus on, parts of the river you need to focus on, times of day that you need to focus on fishing, or how you need to, fish that time of day based on what's environment. Pre-trip. When I'm doing my seminars, Gene is going to be available to throw in some useful insights for the topics that I'm talking about. And then when Gene's doing map reading, trip planning, I'm going to augment him by being available to kind of, provide a little side commentary for what his topics are about. On day two, part of my series, probably one of the most valuable things that you can take away from a trip like we're doing. We're going to be sharing some insights and some things that we don't really share in our videos. It's kind of one of them secrets of the pros, things that not trying to, concede it or anything, but it's some very technical stuff that's hard to articulate through an article, through a post on Facebook, through even a short video on YouTube. So that's going to be very insightful. Then we're going to get into some stuff about advanced strategies. We're going to talk about using the leapfrog effect. fishing very effectively to sweep up and catch more fish when you're fishing with both another inexperienced angler and strategizing with another accomplished angler to break the water down and develop patterns that much faster. We're going to talk about some solo strategies and ways to use the moon phase and feeding time to your advantage, how to be in the right place at the right time. We're going to talk about some tackle modification strategies, some things that you can do to tweak your lures to make it stand out and buy that extra bite. We're going to talk about selecting the right hook, line, and terminal tackle. That goes hand in hand with rod and reel selection, so that whole series is going to be day 3 is going to be a bit of a free-for-all, but on day 3, we're going to cover social media and marketing and the pro side of what we do for a living. If you want to do and actually fish and create video content, fish professionally, work as a person in this industry, we're going to talk about several strategies and ways to accomplish that. We're going to cover identifying and building a brand. Establishing expectations, more importantly, establishing realistic expectations. We're going to break down your social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, even Snapchat, and talk about how to utilize those things to not just overshadow, just a systematic approach to building your following on those platforms. We're going to get into using things that you might not think about, like Pinterest, and again, a little bit further delve off into Snapchat. We're going to show you real-time effective on how Gene's grown his social media platform to where it's at, and how I've used these as a professional in the industry, to a business owner, to a pro staff director, to a marketing director, to a guy that's kind of worked at almost every level, to explain to you how to go about accomplishing this thing. We're going to talk about knowing your audience. We're going to cover some don't be that guy things that you can do that trip you up en route to becoming a respected personality or somebody that wants to be able on doing this for developing professional relationships and moving the needle and deflecting the needle in this pursuit of being able to do this for a living. Or just augmenting what you do as a hobby and creating a little bit of a side income. We're going to talk about approaching sponsors. I'm going to get into approaching sponsors. I'm going to bring up some live emails. I'm going to show you, obviously obscuring the person's information, emails that work when I'm contacted as a pro staff director, and some things that you can do right out of the gate to completely shut me down and to completely avoid anybody ever giving you the time of the day. We're going to talk about, if you're going to use a resume, what the we're going to talk about what you need a fishing resume. From there, we're going to talk about actually getting paid to fish, the methodology for approaching sponsors and going from a pro staff to an actual sponsorship. From there, we're going to talk about cashing your first check and some very specific strategies on how to do that. And if you come out of this seminar and you effectively utilize those things, both myself and Gene are going to make some introductions to help get you that first foot in the door. They always, the hardest step of any journey, or the longest step of any journey, is the first one. So if we can help get you started, help get you that first taste of success, help get you that first, hook set on the road to becoming a professional, then we feel like we've been successful with this event. You're going to get some awesome fishing. You're going to get some ridiculously good food. The accommodations are going to be amazing. The company is going to be even better. And I think we're all going to not only learn from the two of us standing up front, but we're going to learn from the interaction with each other. So super excited about that. Kayak Bass Fishing Seminar on Bville, December 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Details about that will be in the description box below, or you can head over to kayakbassfishing.com, click on the Bville KBF Seminar tab, and that'll take you to all the events all the details you need to know about that event. So, in a nutshell, I'm pretty jacked about what's going on this fall with kayak bass fishing. I'm pretty excited about how 2017 is shaping up. I haven't been taking this lady fishing as much as I want to, or as much as she wants to. Life's been a little. So I still get to go fishing. I've been fishing a lot this year. I think the last time I looked at my log books, I was in 180, just under 190 range for days that I fished this year, which means that I got to get, I'm gonna pick up 3 or 4 more this weekend. I'll pick up 3 or 4 more next week. I'll pick up 6 to 10 on Bville, and then I'll finish out December strong. Try to finish out in that 200, 225. Christy's probably somewhere in the 40, 35 or 40 range. No? How many times do you think you fished this year? I mean, I got like 7, 8 videos that I know, and that's 2 days every time. So that's 14. How many times do you think?
I was going to say maybe 30.
Probably 30. Not bad. A lot of weekend warriors ain't getting out that much, so it ain't that bad. But next year, I'm going to put her in triple digits. We're going to be on the road. We're going to be cranking it up, man. It's going to get exciting. I got a whole bunch of new camera equipment. Got some new GoPro 5s. Got a drone on order. Got my DSLRs back. I'm about to start cranking out some content, man. So if you guys thought that I put out content before, get ready for 2018 or 17. I'm getting ahead of myself. 2017 is going to be ridiculous. Christy got her first full, her own standalone rod reel combo. She's been out in the backyard practicing, trying to get the whole bait caster thing down, trying to get flipping and pitching down, trying to get a pendulum cast down, some of those things. Again, super proud of her. She's done really well this year. Her personal best beats some of my good friends who've been fishing a long time. Now, granted, she did have kind of she had a little expert advice helping her out. It was a good year overall. When I talk about pulling my logbooks, I got to say next month, so Monday coming up, November 14th, is the anniversary of the 20th year that my fat butt sat down in a plastic fishing kayak. See this gray right here? That has been earned. So I grew up fishing in paddlecraft and John boats and pirogues and canoes and things like that my whole life. But yeah, literally next week, 20 years in a fishing kayak, in a roto-molded plastic sit-on-top fishing kayak. So over the years, I kept logbooks. I've had some logbooks destroyed. I've reconstructed them based on some files that I have. So let me share some quick numbers with you. As of last week, in those 20 years, now keep in mind, I was military, had some deployments, had some time that was completely off the books for me to be able to fish. But in that 20 years, I logged 2,437 fishing trips. I've logged, and I'm going to say some of these numbers, and y'all are going to start commenting below or comment on the side on the live video. But the last double-digit bass that I caught was my 137th double-digit bass. My last 8-pound bass that I caught in Toledo Bend was just over 600 bass over 8 pounds. I don't really, thump my chest or put that out there. I'm not Doug Hannon, Pat Cullen, and some of these guys. I could literally fish the rest of my life in the most premium fisheries in the world, and I don't think I could ever touch Doug Hannon. I don't think I could ever touch Pat Cullen. Doug's got over 800 bass in the double-digit range. Of course, he lived in Florida a lot of that time. Pat Cullen's up over 1,100. That's insanity. But of the trips that I've logged, that 2,400 and something, that number of big bass is a pretty dang on good conversion rate. I also got to fish some really good areas. I got to fish a lot of places in a kayak before kayak fishing was popular. So I was catching big bass in public water that fished like private water because nobody could get there. Of those, I've caught 29 of them in private water. So I'm still over triple digits in public water. But again, a lot of that is, places like Briary Creek where I was getting in places nobody else could get. Places like a place in Sandbridge, Virginia, where I don't really say exactly where I was at, but it's in Back Bay area. and you had to drag your kayak in there to get there. Some borrow pits, some ditches, some sloughs, some places that, folks told me about, some backwater flooded areas off the Mississippi River, some backwater flooded areas off the James River in Virginia that hold some monster bass. Sandy Cooper, South Carolina, accounts for a lot of them. The hatchery, other parts of Moultrie, borrow pits up and down Interstate 95, I-26, I-20, places that I was stationed at in my career, catching a few and being fortunate to be able to fish the big bass waters of California when I was out there. So again, not every one of them is from a kayak. So, I'm not going to say that every bass that I've caught over 10 pounds has been from a kayak, but a lot of them have. In fact, the vast majority of them, and my big fish catching kind of went exponential when I started fishing from a kayak. So it's a testament to how effective this style of fishing is, both for getting into places, being undetected. But what I actually attribute it to is I've learned more from fishing from a kayak than I ever had before, because it's a lot like bow hunting. You have to force yourself to be better. So I promise this lady, we'll limit this thing to 30 minutes tonight. We're coming up on 30 minutes, so I got to turn the last part over to question and answer. So hit me with some questions there. Christy.
Goodness, there's been a lot.
All right, shoot.
Let's see. How about, hey, the Bass Attack 120 was the first person to respond for the hat.
Cool, we got you.
Email me.
Email her, Christy, bassfishing@gmail.com.
Yeah, don't
She'll
message
hook
him.
you up.
Email me. Manny Duran said, hey. Hey.
Hey.
Hey, Roy Dallas wants to know if we can have any Ontario events. I'm down.
We're working on it, man. I'm up here in Michigan, right here. I got a couple of these guys putting it together up here on the Great Lakes. I know you can barely see that for the glare. We got a lot of events up north, a lot more than we've ever had, and the response has been amazing. So I'm down. Hit that girl up, Christy Bass Fishing, Kristie, bassfishing@gmail, and she can help in the initial phases of getting that event going. So yeah, hit her up. We'll get it going. We'll get it together. What's next?
Let's see. Several people have asked if you are going to be, I guess you and Fluke Master are going to be recording the Bville seminar and possibly even having that as like not a YouTube series, but maybe a DVD for pay series or something like that, because obviously not everybody can go, but they may want to buy the information.
Here's what we're working on. There's no way for the amount of time that we're going to be, we can give everybody full-length videos. It'd be 3 and 4 hours, 6 hours worth of video from the seminar series. But here's what I am going to do. We're going to record some of the high points of this event and this series, and we're going to make that available on the Kayak Bass Fishing members only page. I'm not trying to be a pain in the butt. I'm not trying to upsell anything, but there's a lot going into this seminar. A lot of folks are paying, good money to come to this thing, and we're trying to make becoming a member of Kayak Bass Fishing as beneficial as possible. So we're going to edit together some of these videos. Couple of benefits from Kayak Bass Fishing this year: great discounts from participating sponsors. You can find them all at the bottom of the Kayak Bass Fishing page. All Pro Rods is we're this close to putting together an awesome program for All Pro Rods to provide you some incentive for becoming a KBF member. Discounts at Hook One, discounts on Kayak Bass Fishing swag and gear, discounts at venues, locations, hotels, places to eat when you stay and when you go to the tournaments and events. So we're also putting up my current season of the television show a year before it's available on YouTube for members of KBF on the private login page, and then we're going to do the same thing with some of the seminar topics. So if it comes together properly, we may be able to convert it into a DVD series that we can, put on the members only page, or maybe like you alluded to, sell those DVDs down the road. But I think we're going to try to keep this stuff, exclusive to these live events, and try to make this series more frequent, potentially get the price down if we can. But we've got a great relationship with Bville Plantation. It's a great value for the fact that you get to fish an unbelievable fishery, the fact that it's all inclusive, lodging, meals are included. So we're going to do the best we can to have that, at least one time a year, maybe a couple times a year. But we'll definitely get some of the pieces of the seminars out there so you can see what it's all about. So great question.
Philip Thompson said, "Hey, that sounds like a ton of good information, but are they going to fish while they're at Bville? They're fishing.
Oh yeah, we're fishing from pretty much daylight to dark, and we're going to do seminars while y'all are eating like a few tasty beverages. That's part of the deal. So yeah, we're gonna be fishing. Come with your hammer cocked."
Lip Rippin' Kayak Fishing wants to know what mic system you use while you're on the water filming.
So I use Sennheiser lavalier mics, lav mics for short. It's basically the top of the line mic that's out there when we're filming with DSLRs and when we're filming with our pro cameras for the television show. When I used the GoPro up to the 4, I used the Pro Mic series from Pro Mic, PROMIC. But with the new Hero 5, the audio on it has been so good. I have seen some reviews out there talking about how bad the audio is, but the audio on it's been so good that I haven't really needed anything else. When it comes to shooting the audio for most of my conversational stuff, Casey, can you hand me that box over there, the one that's got the camera stuff in it? Let me just show you guys. I'll actually show you, no, the one that's already out of the packaging. So the box is just like that, but the other one.
Okay, where?
Okay, so I'm sorry, it's not there. Anyway, actually grab me the GoPro off the side of that big black bag. The Hero 5 has got a wind only and a stereo setting. And when I do the stereo setting on this, I've actually just been, so I got this little cover thing that goes on here from an accessory case company, like off of Amazon, because Christy's like the queen of Amazon. But this is a Yak Attack 11-inch extension. It's got the GoPro mount on the top. And honestly, with the GoPro 5, the audio from this thing, because it's not in a case, because the GoPro 5 is actually waterproof without a housing. So what I have found is, since it doesn't require a housing, the audio quality has been pretty amazing. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's got quite a few microphone pickups, like that little spot right there. And you can set it in the settings to wind only or stereo. In stereo, it's amazing. When you set it to wind only on days when you're out on the wind, somehow it like shuts off the mics on the windy side and picks up the 2 that are on the other side. But anyway, great audio from that. So for the most part, Sennheiser mics, lavalier style. And when I'm shooting with the DSLR, I'm either plugging into that with an aux cord, or I'm shooting the Rode, like RHODE mic that's on the top, in the hot shoe with the cord plugged into the side. Or right now I'm just going straight, raw audio on the Hero 5s, and I'm digging it. The Hero 5 session audio is even better, in my opinion, than the standard mic. So anyway, that's what I'm using right now. In fact, I have a video coming up real soon on advanced camera setups, and I get into all that and kind of go start to finish on how I set my cameras up, where I put them, how I attach them to the kayak, some of the advanced stuff that we do. And I'm even going to get into maybe some editing stuff to show you guys how to, to build a better workflow and set up your suite for editing and streamlining that process. Something I am pretty excited about is this little dude right here. It's a new voice control mic that has a little wristband thing and a little hat thing or a lapel pin that extends the voice control of this dude out to 50 feet. And that's pretty cool. So the new GoPro 5 stuff is pretty awesome. Filming with Gene and John Cox last week on Bville, and Gene could tell my GoPro to turn off from like 50 yards, and it was shutting off. It was crazy. So the voice control thing is really a cool feature. It doesn't run the battery down with your Wi-Fi, connecting to your remote. It makes the battery last longer, and the video quality from the 5, especially the black, the 5 Black is unreal. So go ahead.
Okay, so actually
Hope that helps.
some fishing information.
Fishing.
Okay, so Mocan Angler wants to know what kind of rod is the best jerkbait rod, and what are your go-to fall baits for right now?
So best jerkbait rod, in my opinion, is something that has a moderate to moderate fast action. I don't like a extra fast action for a jerkbait. I'm assuming you're talking hard body jerkbaits, not like a fluke. So I really like a moderate action. Some guys fish a spinning rod for jerkbaits. I do throw the jerkbait on the spinning rod some if I'm treating it more like a pause bait. In other words, if I'm snatching and then I want to reel up the slack and then I want the bait to be sitting still or slowly rising. The jerkbait, in my opinion, should be renamed the pause bait because I get more hits on the pause than I do on the jerk. So in my opinion, brand being irrelevant, something in the 6'10" to 7 foot range is ideal. A moderate fast. You don't want an extra fast action for a jerkbait rod. I do fish my jerkbaits on braid with a fluorocarbon leader now. For years and years and years and years and years, I fished it on straight fluorocarbon, and I still do every now and then, super cold water. If I'm fishing for Florida stream bass and a cold front came in and kind of cold shocked the fish, I want to fish a jerkbait because I know that I can find the coldest or the coolest, stillest water, and the bass are going to be sitting just below the surface with their back out, and I want to jerk that jerkbait down, wiggle it, pause it, and let it raise up. And I want that fluorocarbon to resist the lure rising. So I want to slow the rise down, and it's got a little bit of weight to it, and it'll hold the bait down. So in those situations, I have a spare spool for one of my bait casters in a box in my kayak at all times. I'll pop the spool out with the braid, pop the straight fluorocarbon in. I'm generally throwing 17 when I'm doing this because I want the diameter to be a little thicker to resist. I'm not worried about getting it down deep. I want it to sink a little better, and that puts it right in their face, makes it stay there, and makes them eat it. So for the most part, people compensate for the moderate action of the rod by using fluorocarbon, which adds a little stretch to it. I like to use a moderate fast action rod, and moderate when I'm recommending it to folks that don't have a lot of experience. So
Kenny Hood's on here. Hey, Kenny.
What up, Kenny?
Okay. Let's see. Beyond the Bonds wants to do is it Bonds or Bounds? It's Bounds.
Bounds.
Wants to do a video with you, and he wants to be a cousin, No Bass.
No Bass.
Mo Bass.
We can do that. Email ChristyBassFishing@gmail. We'll work that out.
Hey, Kyle. He wants us to come elk hunting. I just bypassed you and
Kyle,
said, email me.
Sorry about that, dude. I got slammed last time. Email her so it can get on the list. I am down. I have got to get – she's been, like, working on getting me in shape. I think rounds of shape, but I definitely got to get in mountain shape so I can come out there and chase some elk. It's on the bucket list. And, hey, speaking of bucket list, let me tell you guys about an idea that we got. I'm going to let the cat out of the bag a little bit, even though somebody who thought of this doesn't want me to, but I want to know your opinion on it. We're thinking about doing a project where I take 4 of the most badass kayak anglers in the game, bring along 2 or 3 folks that are just folks that we pick from random everyday life, or we have some kind of contest or whatever, and we go to 10 of the most awesome bass fisheries in the country with the expressed intent of catching a trophy bass on that lake, and we call it the bucket mouth list. Nobody's done that yet. Think Endless Summer surfer movie, but for fishing. Think 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 guys living together, rooming together, fishing together. Everybody is sharing information, and the goal is to go to these lakes and catch a trophy bass and then move to the next one and then put that together as a DVD that we give away for free. So tell me what you think about that idea. Comment below when this becomes a regular video, and then head over to our Facebook page, Kayak Bass Fishing, and tell me what you think about that idea.
Already tons of people are saying I'm in to that idea. So
I think it's a good idea.
I will have to say shout out to Matt Rhodes.
What up, Matt?
He said, of course he wants to come fishing, but pick him because he wants to go somewhere fishing besides where he is right now.
Right, down there in Panama City Beach.
But I heard the fishing.
All right, cool. All these dots back here.
Hey. Because he's been fishing.
Because I keep fishing into next week,
He literally
man.
has not been home for 5 weeks, and he leaves again tomorrow.
End of next. Yeah. You know that if you're from my era, there was a video, a movie called Weird Science. And there was a girl in that movie named Kelly LeBlanc. Is that her name?
I think so.
And she used to have this shampoo commercial where she would walk out and shake her hair around and say, "Don't hate me because I'm beautiful." Well, guess what? Don't hate me because I'm fishing, because that's what I do.
He fishes all the time.
Anyway, what's up next?
Okay. Fields wants to know when you're selling your yak from this year. Did we talk about that?
I'm actually not selling my yak from this year. I'm actually donating a couple of them. Else I'm going to do. I'm going to give one of them away. So stay tuned for a little giveaway video similar to the one that I did for the guy that won in Falls Church, Virginia, that I got to go back and fish with. But yeah, keep an eye on my Instagram, my Facebook page, and obviously this YouTube channel, because we're going to give one of my kayaks away this year. Like not a kayak like mine. We're going to actually give one of my kayaks away, like with a Torpedo and some depth finder action and some Yak Attack accessories, some Big Bass Mojo. Yeah, so we're going to give one of them away this year. What's next?
Lots of people saying thanks for the hat that we have already mailed them. That's very awesome. If you've gotten something to say thank you, that's
if you
cool.
get the hat and you win the hat, put the hat on, tag us back and say thanks for the hat, because everybody's real enthusiastic about tagging us to win, but make sure you tag us when you get it. That way Columbia sees the appreciation. Everybody else realizes that we're actually giving some of these dang things away. And it's not just something we made up. So far, we've mailed out, what, like 30, 35, 40?
It's
like
been
that?
more than that.
Okay, so we gave away about 50 of them so far. We gave away a couple
He lost
at
track
a tournament.
a bit.
But yeah, a lot of hats. We got 2 big old boxes out in the garage still left. So anytime you see this hat, not this hat with the sweat stains right there and the Big Bass Mojo all up in here, but this style, just hit us up. What's in?
All kinds of people are saying hi to me. Listen.
One more question.
Yeah,
and then we're calling it for tonight. Keep the questions going in the bottom, and myself or that lady will answer them once this video goes live.
Hey, can
on
you
YouTube.
tell? Tons of people have said, "Can you come fishing here? Can you come fishing here? Can you bring a trail event here?" Have them all email me.
Email her. If you want a trail event, if you want me to come fishing with you, if you want us to come fishing with you, if you've got deer hunting property, you can move to the top of the line, because I need to come make some deer die. After this Bville event, I am going hard until the next event. I got a month and a half. I'm ready to make something, take a dirt nap. So email her, Christy Bass Fishing. This is my official assistant right here, and fishing partner and like cook and party planner, personal assistant, administrator, executive assistant, and chief angler, for KBF.
The director of happiness.
Director of happiness. That. So anyway, email her, Christy Bass Fishing, KRISTIE @gmail.com, and put a pretty good subject line on there so it makes it easy for her to discern what it is. If it's KBF Trail, put that in there. If it's a specific city or lake, put that in the subject line. Try to keep it succinct. Don't write a novel so she can get through it pretty quick. And yeah, if you want us to go hunting with you, if you want me to go hunting with you, I'm down for that, man. I like to bow hunt. I like to muzzleloader hunt. I don't mind taking a rifle, but I'm really more of a bow hunter. So anyway, hit us up.
Hey,
Christy Bass Fishing @gmail. One more question, and then we've got to go.
Basquatch Fishing said, "Wife yet?" ? Not your part. Oh, Corey said I'm a keeper. I love these people.
This whole thing has shifted. It used to be my channel. Now it's the Christy channel. So anyway, hey guys, thanks for joining us this week. As always, please smash that thumbs up button. Give the video a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button over to the side. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you get a notification each and every time we release a new video. Do me a favor, go out and each one of you teach one of you how to fish. Go find somebody new. If each one can reach one, we can double the fishing population in a couple of years. So I'm challenging each one of you to reach one person, and get them into fishing that currently isn't into fishing, and we can change the game. Thanks for everything that you guys do to support us. Please get beyond the divisiveness that has gone on in this country over the past 18 months with the campaigning and all the politics. Let's take the State of the Union and fix it ourselves. We don't need politicians telling us what we can and can't do. We can actually decide to be happy on our own. We can find things that we can do to make this country great again by ourselves, and it actually all starts with us. So until next time, hopefully I'll see you guys out on the water. Do us a favor, follow us on social media. Please engage, like, share, comment. That helps us do what we do, gives us feedback on what we can do better, and we will see you next time on Kayak Bassin TV.
Bye, guys.